Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Mentos Plays The Binding of Isaacy Rebirth. We are going to random it up again. And who are we going to get? Kain. Kain is probably... I would say Kain, out of all the characters in Rebirth, is probably the worst. Luckfoot does not give you a huge benefit, nowhere near as big as it did in Vanilla. And I don't think it is balanced out by the negatives that Kain comes with, his low range, his lower starting health. I think that by the edit that was made to the Luckfoot, to make up for the fact that Luck is more useful, Kain actually became significantly less useful of a character. The negative pills not being there anymore is fine. But I do feel like he starts with enough disadvantages that he could have gotten something to kind of balance out for what he lost in translation. Especially considering the fact that, he is the only character with whom Tech 2 is a major downgrade by way of the fact that he doesn't fire tears while he has it because he only has one eye. There's just, I do kind of wish that Kain had gotten a little bit of an alteration in the form that Eve and Samson did to balance out the fact that the Luckfoot was no longer as useful as it was. I feel like he kind of got screwed by the fact that the Luckfoot was part of the reason why he was a good character to play as, and then when the Luckfoot got edited, it didn't balance out with the negatives that it had accounted for in the past. Anyway, enough talking about that. I realize that my camera is a little bit dark right now. I shifted the light a bit so that I could actually, make things out and not be half blind by the end of it. But at the same token, I think that I am clear enough, especially as the sun starts to rise here, that it still works, I think. Apologies if you disagree and think that I'm too dark, but I think it's an acceptable level of darkness right now. That's going to help ensure us getting a deal with the devil. Now the question is, do we go for the item room first, or do we go fight the boss to up the chances of deal with the devil even more? We're going to go to the item room first, because I think that is going to be better for us. I realize now that my mic was extra far away from my face. I apologize for that. This is a crappy room. This is a very crappy room. But we might make it work. Oh. That was against the champion too, so that was a full heart worth of damage, unfortunately. Let's go see what's in our item room. It is Infamy. Not that great of an item. Infamy shows up often. It's not a bad item, but all things considered, it's not a hugely useful pickup. We did get the small rock on this floor though, so that's a plus, or maybe that was the last floor. I don't remember exactly. I just remember that we got it and I was happy. Is that so bad? What's our pill? Explosive diarrhea. I wish I hadn't used that bomb to open that tinted rock now. Let's grab our extra spirit hearts. It's going to put us in the exact same situation except plus infamy that we were for the boss room before we went exploring, which works just fine for me. And we're fighting Dingle. This should be an easy kill without taking any damage, honestly. Dingle is actually a very easy boss once you know his tells. 2, 3, and fire. Ball of bandages finishes them off. We get a tears up, that's great. And Guppy's Paw. We are going to take it because it is a third of Guppy mode, and of course it is potentially valuable if we start running low on health. It's not the ideal first devil room, but it's not a bad one either. It is going to also ensure that we keep getting devil rooms, which, angel rooms have their uses, but devil rooms tend to be a little bit better. Nothing all that great in there. These guys are assholes. I kind of hate them. They've got much higher health than they should for the difficulty of the enemy. And these guys are just annoying as all hell. They spawn so many little spiders. And they have a huge amount of health for how early they appear in the game. Regardless, we took care of it. The small rock is doing some good work for us right now. Infamy just blocked the shot, so as much as I wrote it off earlier, good job, Infamy. You actually did your job. Okay. I also feel like the Angel Room, most of the items are focused on defense, which is a strategy that I'm not as excited to use. You know, you've got your couple of exceptions set. You've got your Godhead, you've got your God damn it. You got your Godhead, you've got your what am I looking for here? Sacred Heart. Those ones are both in there. They're both obviously, you know, quite good items, but it's not much gonna change the fact that the majority of Angel Room items are focused on playing a defensive, tanky game over playing a offensive build, whereas Devil Rooms are certainly more of an offensive focus. So it kind of depends on what you get early in the run, what you want to focus for, unless you're shooting for Godhead, Sacred Heart, which are rare. You know, if you get a Mom's Knife right away, you might want to focus on the Angel Rooms to get some defense to balance out the high offense you got. But if you get, you know, nothing but the small rock of all that much use early on, as we did, you're going to want Devil Rooms to balance out the lower damage you're doing. So let us continue trying to find our way here. Having Amnesia on this floor is kind of terrible. Not Amnesia, Curse of the Lost, which is the same effect as Amnesia, just, you know, a little bit and a curse instead of a pill, but oh, hi buddy. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that fills up our extra heart. I mean, we really don't want to take red heart damage. I would like to have a chance at the Devil Room, although it's a little bit low since we, again, had one last floor, which I said in the last video. Spent way too much time talking about that, but I would like to maximize my chances, so I would like to not take damage until we at least, you know, hopefully find a Spirit Heart, but if not, I would just like to not take damage on this floor. That's not so much to ask. Ha 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 ha. You blew up your own friend. What a dick. Yeah, that's right. I feel like we haven't been to our item room on this floor. If we have, it was totally unremarkable, and I don't think we have, but I'm gonna look at my stat sheet to see if I got anything on this floor. Let's see. Toothpick, small rock. Oh, we got the PhD, that's right. That's right. No, we've been to our item room. Mega Fatty! We are not doing enough damage to where fighting Mega Fatty is a fun thing to be doing. This is probably the tankiest boss now. It used to be Gertie, now it's definitely Mega Fatty. Though he really likes doing his vomit move, which is okay by me, because it's probably the easiest one to dodge. Yeah, that's right. That's right, bitch. You're dead. You're dead. Blood Clot, a little bit of damage up, a range up. Range up is of course valuable for Kane. I think we've got everything we want on this floor, so let's head down. See what we got going on Caves 2. Curse of the Blind, unfortunate. Lemon Party. Okay, we can make use of that. It could actually help us to get a Devil Room on this floor, assuming we don't take any red heart damage. Which is going to be our goal, of course. God, I hate these things too. Really, just all the new spider enemies are just... oh... are just dicks. Die everything that stands in my way. You know, looking at this with Cain, it almost feels like with him, the chance of blood clot proccing is based on luck, maybe? Because it's not just happening from... and it's not happening like every other tier to make up for the fact that he has no other eye for it to affect. So is it activating based on luck? So if I got some luck ups, would he always fire the higher damage shots? That could be one balancing factor that I hadn't thought of, in the fact that, you know, if Cain gets some luck ups, maybe his effects of luck are stronger. If that makes sense. Maybe, especially with items that are every other eye on most characters, maybe he has a benefit where it can be every shot, just he needs a couple luck ups to make it happen. Is that a thing? Crybaby. Not a great item, but certainly not a bad one. We'll blow up this one too. You never know, there might have been a super mushroom in there. Magic mushroom. More red heart damage, but doesn't matter, we already took red heart damage, there's no benefit for taking no more until the boss fight. But you know, I would rather not die, which, you know, is kind of potentially a possibility. Let's go check in here. Oh yeah, we have Curse of the Blind. We can't actually see what these items are. I'm gonna buy a Spirit Heart. And I'm gonna walk on spikes and lose the Spirit Heart. That was the plan all along, you know, to waste my money completely by being an idiot. One penny. Traded a bomb for 1 penny and half a red heart. Gertie is perfect use of the Lemon Party pill, which is actually surprisingly strong. It almost killed Gertie on its own. It probably would have killed Gertie on its own if we hadn't intervened and started shooting. Let's go to the curse room before we leave. I forgot about that when I was down there. So I was a little bit low on health. Oh my... It is an item. Contract from below, okay. Got that last run too. I wish we had it earlier, but c'est la vie. No. Not today. Spikes do not get to kill me. And let's see what we get from here on out. This run is shaping up to be a little bit painful at the moment. Next to no Spirit Hearts, next to no Red Hearts either. And not really any items that are significant game changers. And Contract from Below is good at getting you consumables, but consumables don't win you runs most of the time. Outside of, you know, the consumable that lets you get in the item room that has X item that's really good, consumables do not win you the game. They simply help you along your path to the winning the game. But I'm not going to complain about having more of them, it's just a matter of I need more than extra consumable drops to make a run happen here that isn't terrible. It's not to say we would lose, it's just to say that the run would be terrible. There is something to be said for those moments of triumph over adversity and crappy items, But they aren't the most fun runs, they're just runs that have something to be said for them, which is true of the high damage runs too. Half heart gets me back to my full health. This room could cause some trouble. I should have taken damage there. I won't even begin to say that I shouldn't have. I should have taken damage. There's the damage. We should still be able to get a pretty good chance for a deal with the devil as long as we don't take more damage. I was gonna push to get that spirit heart before these guys escaped, but that turned out to not be a very wise decision to go for. Bottleneck! Let's put a bomb here. Let's put a bomb here. Got one spirit heart, one black heart out of it. That is acceptable. I did intentionally pick up the black heart first, by the way. Thank you, Dry Baby. The black hearts are actually more valuable than the spirit hearts. And I prefer to not have it activate on the first time I take stupid damage to a champion. I prefer to have it last until a little bit later, when I might need it more. So I think that was the right choice. I can't do it. Isaac's heart is game-breakingly good with certain items. We don't have any of those items. So right now, Isaac's heart is just asking for death. Now, if we get a good devil room, it could potentially become the best item that we could possibly pick up, to the point where it could potentially single-handedly win the game for us. But that is, again, on the assumption that we get a very, very good deal with the devil. Multi-pin room, not quite as fun when you have lower damage. But, I mean, it's not that difficult, it's just not all that interesting to have to sit through. You can kind of tell a bit about the developers' power rankings of the bosses by which ones show up as normal enemies soonest. That's right, spiders. Can't touch this, dude. Can't touch this. What are you? Lemon Party times 2. And we're fighting Loki, who flies. So Loki is immune to Lemon Party because he is in the air, which makes a pile of pee on the ground not very harmful to him. Thank you, Dry Baby, Infamy, whichever of you blocked that shot. We do get a Devil Room as well as a Coin Purse. We do have PhD, so that could be good. Range up, sure. Another Lemon Party, okay. Tears up, sure. And Are You a Wizard? Brother Bobby! Brother fucking Bobby. Oh, Run, you're kind of a dick right now. Well, I mean, if we can make it to Mom within the next 3 minutes, we do potentially have a chance of making something good happen. Of course it was IV Bag. Making something happen with the boss rush, that is. Key and a bomb for the stone chest. What do we got? We made our investment back and we got some health back. That's fair enough. That's one of those rooms that everyone likes to say is impossible to avoid damage in, and it's really not. I messed up by trying to rush it, but it's really not impossible to take damage in there, to not take damage in that room. It's actually rather simple to not take damage in that room. In fact, we'll see it here. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I was mistaken. it is very possible to not take damage in that room. I just failed miserably at doing so. Of course, 2 troll bombs spawn to make that a completely useless use of my own bomb. Then we get teleported to a greed fight. That's always, you know, great. I love fighting greed when I don't have very good damage. But Dry Baby helps out. We get the Steam Sale. Sure. Masks and Hearts are the bane of my existence in Isaac. So let's hope that we can take these out pretty quickly. Thank you for going that way, Mr. Mask. Yeah, sure. We'll stick with Red Patch. Okay, I don't think boss rush is going to happen, especially after I stupidly went into this room, as if there was any chance of it being the path to the boss room. Hint, there wasn't. But yeah, boss rush is not going to be a thing we can pull off, so let's focus on making sure we get to our item room and trying to make the most of what we can. You know, we got Small Rock early and I was excited, but then we got nothing else of value since then, really. And that is kind of heartbreaking. For Spirit Heart, sure. Champion was my first focus there because even though he had more health and was harder to kill, if I messed up and took damage from him, it would have been a full heart instead of a half a heart from the regular enemy. We don't really have a card yet, but Guppy's Paw isn't doing a whole lot for us. And you know what, let's buy the 9 volt, let's buy that. Of course, the 9 volt means that if we got Sharp Plug to go along with this blank card and something great along with it, it would be useless to us, but the fact of the matter is, the Sharp Plug wouldn't be all that useful anyway. Oh, do I have... I thought I found Nun's Habit earlier on this run and picked it up. I guess that must have been the time we got it last run I was thinking of. Regardless, I would very much like to get a tarot card, obviously. Guess I should blow up some skulls then, huh? And we're still looking for our item room. I might also want to go to my curse room. That might be a wise decision to make. Speed and range up. I mean, speed isn't exactly a weak point for Kane. Range is, but we've already gotten some range upgrades. I think that was a rather terrible item yet again. Oh, that's a boss challenge room. That's not a curse room. I am not a smart man. Well, let's go fight Mom with our terrible damage, our useless spacebar item. I think we are going to try to go for the free damage of not being in an area where the foot will stomp. That worked. This is definitely not. This is definitely not a run that's going to be looking for the dark room from what we've got so far. You know, all things considered, this has been a pretty quick run. We barely missed the boss rush mode, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that I have not explored floors fully. In terms of actual items, we're kind of behind the 8 ball by a long shot. We've gotten, I think, every item room, but just none of them have been all that good. I kind of tried to sneak between the spots of creep there, and I did not have enough room. I thought that might happen, but I thought that it was worth a shot. Thank you, Dry Baby, for finishing that off for me. think that's like the best item that we've got going for us is Dry Baby, which is not a good thing, mind you. Dry Baby is a good item, but to have him as the best item you have is not necessarily what you're looking for in a run. We could get a deal with the devil on this floor. That would be a huge help, though. That is something that could happen. You also got a double chest drop, sure. Not much going on. Another range upgrade pill. Well, you know, we've got, we're getting close to the Isaac stat screen meme of having our range maxed out and everything else pretty low. Usually that happens when you have experimental treatment or other such items. Ball of Bandages does do good work, by the way. If you can manage to use Ball of Bandages effectively against an enemy, it can do quite a good thing for you. Let's go down this way, I guess. Having amnesia here is really annoying. Of all the floors to have amnesia on, the womb is the single most annoying one. Because it's the largest floor where you are likely to want to get through it as soon as possible and not have as much as possible. You know, I guess you could consider the cathedral in that category too, but the cathedral, even by the time you're there, you're usually, if you can get to the cathedral, you can pretty much beat the cathedral, you know what I mean? But getting to the womb does not mean that you can beat the womb, it just means you can get to the womb. And so I think that's my main differentiation, is the fact that having to have Curse of the Lost on the womb makes a little bit more pain than having it on the cathedral or the chest, in my opinion. This is also not the right way to the boss. We have gone pretty much every direction over here, I think. Took a little bit of stupid damage, unfortunately. If I can get another Spirit Heart to make up for that and keep my deal with the devil chances high, I would be appreciative. That's right, we don't have a map. Oh, we haven't been this way yet. Okay. Hopefully this is the path to the boss. Thank you, Dry Baby, for the help. You continue to be a gentleman and a scholar. King of the Diglets. Go ahead and die, King of the Diglets. Well, there goes that one. Look at all this money that I can't spend anywhere ever again. This room could be our death, in all honesty. Thank you, Revenge Fly. You're pretty much the thing that made it not my death. But now pretty much any room could be my death, because we're essentially playing as the Lost right now, except we can't fly. And do have the potential to turn things around in health. Nope. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that terrible, terrible run. I should have done better than that, but that was not entirely my fault. We didn't really get anything. We didn't get a card that could work with the blank card when we eventually got it. We didn't get... Look at our items here. We started with Luckfoot. HP upgrade. We got the Steam Sale. Mini Mush, PhD. Both, you know, decent items for what they do, but they're not big helps toward winning a run most of the time. Small Rock, awesome. Toothpicks, eh. Coin Purse didn't turn out to be all that great for us. Ball of Bandages did some extra damage. Consumables, even without the contract from below, we would have been fine on. Infamy, not a big help. Blood Clot helped our damage a bit, but not a whole lot. And Revenge Fly, obviously when we took damage, he helped out, but again, we had to take damage to do so. And we had Dry Baby, which is a good item, but again, not something that's gonna carry you through a run. So item-wise, we were very weak. That doesn't lend itself well to success. Regardless, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you next time. Later.